all things, or at least the end of this thing, we are doing ship launch. Hopefully I'm not under prepared. I definitely haven't over prepared. There's plenty more I could do, but I am ready to do the ship launch and see how it goes. There's only one more thing to do before I hit that button. Bit of poison on my blade. Let's go. No. All right. Here we go. I've been doing the challenge 50 hours. Here he goes. No turning back from this one. This is do or die. How many moves this last video? Give everyone addiction. Forcing them away. Yep. What? None of these people are getting sent out of here. These people are all dead. Go take your drugs next to the ocean. I should have moved them first, but what does Luciferum do exactly? The main thing we want is the 150% blood filtration. Basically, it's going to make them overcome their injuries, their diseases, everything much more quickly. It's also going to heal something permanent once per season, like a brain scar, for instance. There's a door ajar. But basically, this is just going to increase their stats and make it less likely for them to die. Lucerium is a very, very good drug as long as you can keep enough of it. Sterilized and lethally injected before the ship launches, right? Yes, Fanny, it still works. Why do you ask? Still works. If it doesn't work for you, you're doing something wrong. There's a lot of things you can do wrong. Nothing against you with it. Yes. I'm not sure. You'll have to check. I know the deal is for US only, but I'm not sure if they only deliver US or not. First time you've seen someone ask that in person, it's every day. It's every day. That's not even the first time today. Because I'm not using it. I haven't heard that one before. All right. So now we go into assign, manage drug policies, select the T-Juice one, keep one Luciferium on you, use it for addiction. Everyone's set to T-Juice. All right. Get that mood increase. Launch that shit. Yeah. The ocean while they did their super drugs. Let's put it next to something that's not likely to explode instead. Force them to ingest this Luciferium, release them, they come back. Yeah, they still come back with... Yeah, that's still a way, yep. Cultish. This entire run is a cult. This is nothing new. Carry Luciferium, take when needed. Yes, yeah. Yeah, you can have it set for take for addiction, or you can have them set to take it every 6 days. Whichever. Both work. We don't need the animals anymore. We are not going out of here. Unforgettable. Oh, that's so good. See if they can take them to the ship one or not. I'm gonna do another melee run. Oh, Ev, where are you? I'm doubting I can do it, but we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. Hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry. Put the shelf on the bridge platform. Yeah, but if the bridge gets destroyed, could be a problem. Melee run with cheese. Corner punch? No, I already did one of those. No, this one's going to be a xenotype run. We're going to see how silly we can make xenotypes. I thought I was going to have to do that to win this run, but apparently not, so. All right, let's see if this is possible here. How many stomachs installed so far? All of them. All right, guys, here we go. $15 days. It has begun.
Tonight we dine in hell.
Oh, Waffles, leave the bits to you, Waffles.
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself. We are building an army.
Fried potato, thank you for the 5 subs. Thank you, potato. No turning back, no. Carnivore lavish meal. We will allow human meat on that. Insect meat. Drop it on the floor. Remove that. Already did it on that one. Okay. Move that to the top. That way we can use the human meat that we get from this first off. Food and mood. Food and mood is what our concern's gonna be. How long do we have the party buff?
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty
Party
is
buff.
greatly appreciated.
5.7 days. Okay, perfect. You're pausing work orders. Unsubbed, unfollowed. We're suspending work orders. Killed him. Don't eat our food.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Carbon, thank you for the 18 months. Boron, thank you for the 2 months. Also much appreciated. For anyone that doesn't know about ship launch, in 15 days, you get a raid event about every day and a half on average, and it can roll either one. It can either roll 1 or 2 events during that day. One or 2 events during that day. So sometimes you have a ship launch that goes pretty easily, all things considered. You get a bare minimum of raids, you know, you get like 10 to 12 raids, something like that. Or sometimes you get like 20 raids. Usually it's right in the middle. You usually get about 15 raids, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Mascot has been loaded. Go ahead and select everyone here.
A generous
Actually gonna move Kin to the end so it's easier to grab him. Doctors. Okay, Bossy, let's move you over here. Rudders, you're right next to Kin. I should be able to remember that. Gray Bush. There we go. Gonna try to transport all those colonists? Nope, absolutely not. Archetype capsule, how to use it? You're not able to use the implants at the... Do you have archogenetics researched? If you have archogenetics researched, the archo capsule is just used as a reagent for archite genes. So you have to have an archite gene that's in the library that's attached to your gene station, whatever it's called. And then when you go to make that gene for the person, oh my god, you stupid TV. When you go to make that gene for the person, they will use the archite capsule. Hate this friggin' TV. Just came on its own again. Yeah, it's just a reagent for archite genes, basically. Going Diet Coke, welcome in. Here we go. Nope. Waste problem, no, thank you. The feature for the electric company. Future Adam is trying to send you a message to the TV. I have my finger on the 1X speed button and another finger on the draft button. Let's hope this goes like Royalty Launch 3, not Royalty Launch 1. I don't want to spoil another run for people. I know there's quite a few here that are watching that run right now, so I won't comment on what I'm talking about, but you guys that know, you know. I remember. The third royalty launch, we didn't get our first raid until like 2.5 days in or whatnot. And then we only got one like every day and a half, which was fantastic. Back to meals. Yeah, I'm excited to try it. It's gonna save me a lot of time. Save Mod Wife a lot of time. Exclamation mods. I basically don't use mods. I use Camera Plus and I use a mod that makes it so it doesn't pause. Pretty much it. I'm not even using all those right there anymore. I'm not using Random Plus anymore. So, e-music, Camera Plus, no pause basically. No pause? Yeah, that's how I always play. Literally the game can't pause ever. Not during a menu. Not during anything.
Back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Cray one. They're the 5 months. Thank you, Cray. Shoot him. That's just how I always play. I always play no pause. Social fight. That's new. I've been doing that for like 5 years. Not new for me. Play Dwarf Fortress? Yes. I have. It's kind of weird. Is it broken? Play no pause too. I'm new to Dwarf Fortress, so no. Prevent pausing when you close the game. No, you can still close the game. When I first started playing no pause, I hit the spacebar 100 times. No. Spacebar doesn't do anything for me anyway. It just slows it down to normal speed, but no, not really. What is the best time to mass reduce marine or cataphract armor? Hang on. It has begun. It's not a breach. I was hoping it was a breach. It is not. Oh, 66 scythers. That's all melee. That's okay for us. We are not gonna go meet them though. So it has begun. Basically, the best time to do it on something that valuable is when you're already at raid cap, depending on the difficulty you're playing on. And that's it, really. All melee is good for us. It's a lot of scythers, and we can't tunnel, we can't channel them in, but any tips for getting components? Try to get to the point to make your own. So some of the most important research that you can get to is fabrication, which allows you to make your own components, and then deep drilling and mineral scanner, which allows you to have infinite steel. And then you just make your own components. I'll show you an example. Let me click on one of my drills, right? Where are they? Down here. You see all those green spots? That's steel. There's like 1 million steel on my map. I can just mine steel forever. I will never run out. And components, if you get to fabrication, only require you to have steel. That's it. So as long as you get to those before you run your map out of steel and components, you can just make your own forever. If you've already ran your map out of components, then your best bet is to go trade for it. Not that I know of. No, not that I know of. I don't think there's a playlist. Run your map out. You can caravan and buy components, or call in traders and buy components, and then really try to get to fabrication and deep drilling. Tal, grab that EMP. Let's go ahead and do this. I don't want them up there when another raid spawns, probably. No fabrication run. I waited too long. Another raid, that's a big one. Usually clever, attacking immediately. Okay, we want to get these at the water. Get down there. Turn the turrets on. Those are going to run into the Scythers. Grab a few people. Come over here for the rest of that one. These spread out. Sassy, you can go this way too. Okay, drag those into cover. Okay, those ones are good. Bringing you guys back up. I don't want to lose a lot of these turrets to just the tribals, so. Shooting specialists are. I'm gonna use combat command. So we got 2 raids on this roll, which is unfortunate. Scythers aren't pulled yet. Okay. Here come the Scythers. Come down. Just a few of you stay down here. Here they come. Tribals are done. Bring you guys up. Pull some of you back. No friendly fire from that. Alright, turn the turrets off. Turrets can just hold position, that's fine. Hold position of the Scythers anyway. Okay, those are done. Draft, I don't think... Okay, there's a few Scythers left. Bring those up. We don't have to draft everyone. We can send these ones back. Let's cancel all the skull places. Everything else can be remade, though. All right, first 2 done. First raids the ship launch. Yeah. So pretty lucky. All melee, mech, and tribal. So, okay. All right, back to work. Back to work. These statues moved. Most stuff on auto repair. Yes, everything's on auto repair. Yep. Both hitting at the same time was kind of unlucky. Hopefully, a little unlucky, but honestly, a lot of the Scythers split off to chase down some of the tribals. So we had the Scythers kind of stagger in more. So it might have been a blessing in disguise. Now, if that had been pirates instead of tribal, it might have been a little bit of a different story, but okay. Let's go and touch room. Welcome in. Okay, let's go ahead and get your gun back on there. Food's looking okay. Who dropped that gun? Roy. Okay. Quest. Vagabond's wish for aid. That could be good. I mean, not to give them things, but if enemy spawns behind them. Okay, looking good though. Looking good. It happened. That 2-wave spawn. Next day starts directly another 2 waves. You get really unlucky. Yeah, and the storyteller's also active at the same time. And because we have Randy, we can't predict that. So technically, Randy could send something terrible during these raids. So like, we could be fighting 2 groups of explosive pirates from different directions, and then Randy spawns 60 manhunting elephants or whatever from a 3rd direction. You know, that's like the killing blow that we can't avoid, but that we're worried about. If we just keep getting raids like that, this will actually be one of our easiest launches because we're so over prepared. But you know, that's an if. Was that a bad case of explosive pirates? We've had a couple of toxic fallouts. Yeah, they're not a big deal. It would suck because I'd have to go around and build a bunch of additional roofs again, but aside from that, not a big deal. All the flooring is to increase our run speed. So movement speed on concrete, 100%. Movement speed in sand, 76%. So we need that movement speed to get to our defensive positions faster. I almost had a bad case of toxic fallout. You notice the concrete just stops at every one of our like defensive lines pretty much. All right, we are going to hold fire on all of our turrets again. Don't want any friendly fire if we get like a drop pod or something like that. Fish Brain, it's going Quell. Welcome in. It's going Finn. Will an off-map EMI stop the ship launch? I don't think so. I don't know if I've had that. That's a good question. I don't think so, but I don't know actually. I feel like I've had a mech cluster with an EMI during ship launch before, but could be misremembering. $499 basically. Okay, that's not even a full day since those 2 raids. All right, we got some time. Thank you, Neff. Thank you for the lurk. Ordering some pizza, Ev. Sounds good. I'm gonna have pizza in a little bit. Does sound good. There'll be no food for lunch for you. It does sound really good, yeah. You install the Architect Eye. You think it's ugly? We have one of those on someone too. They're super good though. Some greasy smash burgers. Also sounds really good. Food just sounds good right now. Most food, I guess. Still hasn't been a full day since those raids. I keep looking like surely it's almost time. No. Hungry Sin has left the channel. I'm just on like high alert. My finger's on the draft button. Ready to go. Oh, it's an autosave. Okay. Had to take some go juice in real life for it to happen. Yeah, I got some right here next to me. Go juice. Green tea. Fake sweetener green tea. Ooh, delicious. It's fine. It's fine. It's got some ginseng. It's gotta be good for me. How's a day not passed yet? Yeah, this is actually, so the one I usually use for tea, I just haven't had time to wash it in the last few days. And so this is one of my blender bottles that I have. So I used to, I haven't been able to because of health reasons in a while, but I used to do a lot of weightlifting and stuff. So I have a bunch of these blender bottles still in the cabinet. And I forgot that it had this on it. Oh, I'll show you after this. Attack immediately, a breach raid. Breach is good for us, depending on if it's explosive or not. It is not. It is a tribal breach, which is one of the easiest things for us to deal with. So we turn these turrets back on. So far, so good, guys. Bodybuilder. Not really a bodybuilder, but I did it for like health and stuff. We're gonna find those walls. Sorry guys, you're not. Yeah, keep sending me tribals. More. That's what I want. Oh, man. No pirates. No whammies. All right, let me show you this. I forgot I had this. This one had this on it. That's right. Oh, my God. That's gym bro talk. Were you one of them gym bros? Just a home gym bro. Home gym bro. Ah, no explosive pirates yet, guys. Explosive pirates. I don't care about mechs, actually. Mechs, I'm good with mechs. We can outrange. So the thing about mechs is we outrange every mech other than pikemen, and pikemen aren't very deadly when you get to like marine helms and stuff. Like they're not that deadly. Pikemen do like what 10 or 15 damage on a shot, and then they have it's, you know, armor protects them. It's very hard for a pikeman to get a one-shot kill at this stage of the game. The only thing that I am scared of is Randy hitting us multiple times while other things are hitting us, or explosive pirates. Triple rockets and doomsdays. Those can just end it. And low shields don't save you from those anymore. They nerfed low shields. Low shields... Okay, it's another Mechanoid. Low shields don't absorb explosions. 15 centipedes, Militor, some other stuff. Okay. So that's the second one, and I can't tell if that's a Randy hit or if that's a ship hit. Oh, what's the Apocryton doing? Go. Let's get him. There's 2 Apocrytons. Okay. This should be pretty easy. I'll show you why Apocryton raids are so easy as well. We got a War Queen, a Centurion, 2 Apocrytons, and a bunch of Centipedes. Okay, Zidian, I'm actually going to have you grab one of these. Kind of small looking. What? That's max raid points. 15 Centipedes, 5 Lancers, 3 Militors, Centurion, and 3 boss mechs. That's raid cap. They rebalanced mech raid points, by the way. So the bosses are worth quite a bit. Looks like Randy. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to tell. It's definitely not a bonus roll for him, yeah. Doomsday the pirates when they come. I like the military, yeah. We gotta hope that Apocryton comes out in the front again. I think you were one of the ones that died, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah, we've lost quite a few pawns in this. We've almost died several times. All right, let's go.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sun.
The Apocryphon stun is so long, it's ridiculous. Thanks, Apocryphon. That's why I said it's actually good for us to have an Apocryphon raid. All right, we just shoot, then we outrange. All that's left is a War Queen. We're good. Roy, are you bleeding? Roy is not bleeding. Vin is not bleeding. All right. No, don't eat without a table. I made all these friggin' tables. You'll eat at them. So, for anyone that doesn't know, when you kill an Apocryphon, it sends out that wave and it stuns all the enemy mechs for a long time. Oh, Naoki, are you bleeding? They're bleeding. It stuns them for a long time. And they had 2 Apocryphons. So, basically just kill one Apocryphon first, it stuns them, you close the gap, kill the second one, and then with 35 Masterwork and Legendary Assault Rifles, you just mow it down. So mechs are good for us. Mechs are good for us. The only thing that's bad for us is explosive pirates. That's what I'm not wanting to see. How many dead centipedes are there right now? 34, okay. 34. Oh, sorry guys. You're done tending. I feel like someone else had a bleed on them, but they're good. How we doing on the Luciferium? %. Okay. So Luciferium reduces your pain, increases your consciousness, increases your move speed, increases your sight, your blood filtration, blood pumping, digestion, and breathing. It's so crazy. 11 more days. 11 more days. How many raids have we had? 4 or 5? 4. It's rolled double both times. Okay. So we've gotten unlucky with it rolling double both times, but we've gotten lucky that every roll so far has been raids that are fine. You want Randy to roll another raid on top of it at 1.5?
Your steadfast loyalty.
Vest, they were the 17 months. Vest. Getting up there, Vest. Getting up there. Uh-oh. You know what, Mad Hair? If you make it to us, the base is yours. He didn't make it. It was close, though. It was close. Mood still really good. That unforgettable festival Rise started was excellent. Excellent. Yeah, that is a Randy event, yeah. It's a small, it's not a major event, so it doesn't like count for raids or anything, but display always changes. Oh, I've never noticed that, yeah. Because it's like, what? Anus. Anus is a bad word, yeah. My name's not Vesanus. Vesanus. The over-vigilant alert system. If only he dodged all those bullets, they could have made a movie out of or from him. Yeah. The rabbit herd. I heard you're sending an animal to space. Send me. Send me. What happened to Robin? Look at this. He was laying there for 4 years. We dealt 612 damage to him trying to destroy his brain. What a story. Makes me curious. Gideon, what happened to your gun? Gideon, I don't know what happened to your gun. You had a legendary assault rifle. Alright, let's see if that gets brought there. There it is. Anyway, I'm curious about Zidian's stats here. He's been with us a while. 225 kills. Only his name is Wilson because he's a castaway. I'm the best. "20 kills. What have you been doing with yourself? What's up with that?" You've been calling us for 6.5 years. You've spent, because of triphasic schedule, look how much time in bed. 2 years. You've been downed a few times. Spent 14 hours in a mental state. 1.1 year of your life researching. You're not even a researcher. You've dealt 30,000 damage. Holy crap. Nuts. Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. The lowest our mood's ever been is like 30. Shane, there's no time indoors or time outdoors stat. No. Time spent near walls, 0. How many days left? 10. We're a third of the way through. Third of the way through. Time soon explaining walls. What's the second reactor? Power. Reactors give 1,000 power, so it's just that reactor is running all those hydroponics that are around it. Siege. They have Doomsdays. Again, call. Oh, there's one here. Right. Call. Oh, nice hit. 2 Doomsdays, 2 triples. Okay. You guys can go absorb those for us or make them use their low shields. That would be excellent. Thank you. Yeah, we had that in a recent run where we had like 15 or 20 mortars. That was pretty awesome. Might should have done that with this one. Ooh, nice hit. Hey, we just downed one of the triples. All right. Okay, low shield is down. There's the Doomsday. Shoot the Doomsday. Oh, allies, you're so terrible. 2 Doomsdays left and a triple. They might bleed enough to retreat. The siegers are small. I don't have psi casting. That Doomsday guy is bleeding. Both Doomsdays are bleeding. Okay. Spread far out. Okay, Doomsdays, where are they? There's one. There's the triple. Those are both in the back. The other Doomsday fell. Okay, we're good. Luckily, the explosive pirate was a siege, so. Friendlies got rid of the low shields at least, so that was good. And we got some really good mortar hits. Really nice. Okay. Mood looks okay on pretty much everyone. If that was a second raid, I might do a festival. It's a little risky though. It's not a second one. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait and see. Save allies for rep. Nah. I ordered my factor, but it won't get here until the 16th because I was too late doing it. So go fetch any of their gear. I don't need any of the gear, no. And that's near the edge of the map. That's just asking to have someone dead. Alright, worth using the rockets. I mean, maybe, but I don't want anyone to go get captured. Maybe. Like, if we do the event, like the ritual, like I was talking about, and we get a auto join, maybe have them grab it or something. Send me, I volunteer. No, I'm not sending anyone near the edge of the map unless they're entirely expendable. All right, let's do one of these. I gotta have my finger on the cancel button. Yeah, our people don't care about corpses. That's not part of it. No. Those people, all humanoids give you human leather. Yep. Don't want to repeat the Labrador incident. Yeah, you remember. We almost lost the run going near the edge of the map. Is this playthrough going to be made in episodes like the Dwarf Run? Yes, this one will come to YouTube right after the Dwarf Run is finished. Yep. In edited form. Yep. Come on. Ask and you shall receive. My opinion on taming rhinos, I feel like you might as well just get elephants. Generally, mass with rhinos are gonna have elephants too, and elephants are just better in all ways. So, what a loving nickname. Expendable Tucker. They're actually pretty decent. Look at that. Good construction, good plants. They're gonna be riddled with food poisoning any moment, but aside from that,
back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
all right, let's put you at the end here. Rhino sound is also mad. Oh no, it's unexpendable. Kane, thank you for the 40 months. Why'd you say my name that way? I don't know. Vartuo, thank you for the Twitch Prime also. Thank you, Vartuo. Much appreciated as well. Who's getting married? We have so many couples here, and none of them are allowed to have double beds because I don't want more babies. So I didn't end up sterilizing everyone. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. Epicaz and Rudderus. I mean, if they do the ceremony, we can have the mood buff for the launch, yeah, but... Start a social fight at a time like this. Answer hurled invective about Raven's friends. You all had the same friends. They're set on runaway, so that should be fine. We've had a lot of deaths in this run. Yeah, I can't remember everyone that died at this stage, but we've had a lot of death. 20 deaths. Hey, did we finally get a single roll? I think we might have. Yeah, look at that. Almost time for the next ship raid, though. And it doesn't look like Randy has attacked us during this. So Randy can attack you during the ship launch. These are absolutely ship launch raids. Ship launch raids also, they're separate from Randy. So you were saying that that looked like a low Randy roll. That wasn't even a Randy roll. That was just literally ship. Ship quests are separate and are the same regardless of the three storytellers and just based on your difficulty as far as the cap on them. They also have a minimum raid points. So you can't like have a ship launch with a single person and just have like 3 raiders at a time come at you or something like that. So that's also something that they've set up in the game. Am I going to start the new run after the ship launch? No, I'm not. Yeah, I'll be getting the new run ready tomorrow, most likely. Or might even do the... I owe a Twitch Toolkit stream, so I might do that one tomorrow. I owe it for the charity event, so... That was one of the stretch goals that people wanted, is if we got to a certain number, I would do a Twitch toolkit run where chat can screw with my game. Which, as you guys know, I don't like. I don't like that. I don't really like watching it either, but that's what people wanted. So I owe one of those streams. So I'll have one of those two set up for tomorrow. I'm not sure which one yet. Depends on how long this takes. And I mean, the thing is, if we could still lose this, right? I was just showing Randy has not attacked at the same time as one of the ship events yet. That should be later this month. Yeah. The cross-dressing stream will be later. Mech raid, multiple angles. So centipedes, centurions, 7 centipedes, 2 centurions, a war queen, an apocryton. And then over here,
welcome back.
This is less. All right.
Is greatly appreciated.
Let's go take care of this one. Zidian, grab the EMP. You get back here. You guys get back. Games to be silly. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a word for it. Vel, thank you for the 16 months. Thank you, Vel. Excuse me, the cross-dressing will be from the chest up. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use the marksman command. And is there anything super long range over there? 1 pikeman. That's it. Okay, let's go take care of it. Wait, someone there doesn't have a gun. Or maybe it's showing that because of the EMP, actually. Think of it. Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, so as soon as we shoot at the centipedes, we need to back up. There we go. Back up about 5 tiles. Especially being in the water, we're going to be slow. So we back up about 5. We shoot. We immediately back up again. That's going to ensure that we're outranging the centipedes. Freaking water got us caught. Some people took some damage. Back up more. Back. Back. Okay. It's good. You guys go get healed up. Turn those on. Turn those on. I can deal with the random other crap. Okay. The kiting strategy is big rain. Helps you a lot. Has helped you a lot in your runs. One reason why assault rifles are so good, like you line up as soon as they shoot a centipede, you back up about 3 to 5 spaces. As soon as you hear people fire, just back up, and the centipedes will never be able to shoot you unless they're minigun centipedes, which actually have the same range. So you have to be a little bit conscious of that. But aside from that, you're good. Yeah, I know these ones are the doctors still are, or the melee, I guess I don't need them up there though. I wanted to make sure I had them separated, but it's freaking social fights. Bella made fun of He3's weight. All right, everyone else, let's just go ahead and grab you. We'll fire on those. Fire on those. Okay, do you have any bleeds? Bleed, no bleed. Bleed. Okay. All right. So again, if we can get the Apocryton killed early, we then just jump on the rest. Let's do another marksman command so it doesn't wear off during this. Have you been having extra helpings of rice? What? I'll kill you. Wait, don't kill the Apocryphon yet. Get him. Okay, get in there, kill those mechs. Back up, that one's coming. God, the Apocryphons are so good for us. Keep sending Apocryphon. Okay, as soon as we shoot the centipedes, we run back about 3 spots. Shoot, run back. Another raid. Another raid. They're preparing for a while. Okay. That's tribals. We should be good. All right. All you guys back over here. Draft you. Okay, we got at 170 or something tribals. All melee. Perfect. Perfect. Everyone's taking their dose of Luciferium. Did you hear that? Must mean we're 6 days in. Tribal meals have arrived. There's a bleed there. Let's just micromanage this. Tend to them. E3. I think that's the only bleed. That was just a Centurion shot or something. Can't wait for the next melee only run. Yeah, it should be fun. Full house. Obsidian, get your gun. That's the only one. Okay, let's grab the top row here. Let's go kill this group so we can then focus on the west side. Bit more. Oh yeah, it's not gonna be a harder melee run than last time. No, it's just gonna be for fun. It's not gonna be as challenging as this run either, I don't think, but it's gonna be for fun. We're gonna really push the xenotypes and just see how stupidly OP we can make melee xenotypes, basically. There's another marksman command just to make sure we're not running out during this. Random bullets. Let's go on. Jadfing, welcome in. Okay, we're gonna turn this section on. Okay. Dryad Guarlin tree run. I did that when Ideology first came out, yeah. Unless you mean like only Guarlin, which I have not. Okay, get you guys over here. Well, we put those traps all in the right place. Yeah, hopefully we get to hear that today. Yeah. Waiting for the sun song, hopefully. How to keep track of all the colonists. Good schedules. Good work priorities. Good assignments. Then I don't have to keep track of them. That's not possible without mods, Phil. Yeah. 1,000 people Empire raid from 3 sides of the map. That's literally impossible unmodded. So the raid cap has always been 10,000. 10,000. They've screwed with how many points, how much raid value different things are worth. In 1.4. So some things now are smaller, like infestations. Mechs are worth more than they used to be, but yeah, that's literally not possible. That's never been possible in the base game, what you're saying. The raid size, the limit like that was put into the game presumably because of performance issues. So if you're having raids like that, it's from a mod. That was unmodded? Well, it's literally not possible unless you set up a custom scenario. You cannot get 1,000 raiders outside of a 3-star quest. That's the only way to get 1,000 raiders, and that's tribal. So unless you just set up a custom scenario, it was modded, or you're talking about a 3-star quest. We've had 1,100 tribals. The most I've ever had unmodded. 1,100 tribals from a 3-star max raid point 500% quest. I've had that one time in, you know, over 3,000 hours of 500%. But yeah, it's not possible to have 1,000 raiders outside of that. So you betray the Empire. I'm telling you, it's not possible. Yeah, I betray the Empire almost every run. Empire actually is less raid points than Outlander and Tribal. You literally cannot get a raid that size. So maybe you had a bug or something, but or you're misremembering. But I can tell you right now, like, go open your game, turn on developer mode, go into developer mode, and have it send 10,000 raid points. You could have it send 10,000 raid points, and you are not going to get 1,000 pirates or Outlanders or Empire. Like, you can't even force the game to do it with developer mode. So yeah, I don't know what was going on with that, or if you're misremembering, but it's like I said, it's literally impossible. What's the thinking behind betraying the Empire? So I almost always betray the Empire to get some very early. So I do tribal a lot and tribal Nikki brutality. So betraying the Empire gets me some early power armor and some early weapons. So a lot of times I will, and not just from like fighting the Empire, but the Empire guy that you get that joins you, the defector, he usually comes with, and oftentimes not with a bio-coded weapon. He'll come with like a chain shotgun. Usually it's either chain shotgun, assault rifle, or sniper, sometimes an LMG. And generally I use that on my colonist. So I will literally have him come in and just strip all of his stuff off, because he's considered a colonist, right? He's your colonist, so you can just take all that stuff. And if he's a good pawn, awesome. If he's not, I'll kill him and I'll just use the stuff of my naked brutality pawn. But I generally betray the Empire in order to get a head start on some armor and stuff like that. But yeah, the thing that you're saying about that many... Is there a way to find pictures sent via Discord many years ago? No idea. I'm telling you, it's... You... Like... Unmodded. Unless you had some kind of bug, and it's not a 3-star quest, you can literally ask anyone. The developers themselves. It's not... I'll show you when this is done. I will open a developer mode. You know what? I can do it on this map. When this ship launch is done, I will open developer mode and I will have it spawn 10,000 point raids, and it will still not be that high. So if it happened with yours, it had to be a mod or a custom scenario or a 3-star quest or some kind of weird bug that I've never heard of, which is possible, obviously, but it's not. I can show you. Email Tynan and ask him to hack your computer. And in 1.4, they reduced the raid points on several... Not reduced the raid points. They increased how many raid points certain enemies are, which makes some raids smaller. Like Neanderthal raids are smaller. Mech raids are now slightly smaller. Especially since they rebalanced the boss mech contribution to raid points. What else is smaller now? Infestations are half now. You can only get a 20 hive infestation. How many years ago? Was this in like an alpha build or something? Oh, no, it can't be that old. You said it was an Empire raid, so it had to be after royalty. Yeah. 500% didn't even exist until 1.2. 1.2 was the patch after royalty. 1.1 was royalty. And then a few months later, 1.2 came out, which introduced... It changed the naming scheme from merciless to losing is fun. And it introduced 500%. But that still didn't increase raid points. Raid point cap was 10,000 the whole time. What's the map size? You can do exclamation seed if you want. Exclamation seed. It's not that high anymore, no. So before 1.4, a 10,000 point raid of tribals was right at 200 tribals, 100 Empire or pirates, if it's just a straight on attack, or 25 centipedes. That was 10,000 raid points. It has changed a little bit since 1.4 though. Play losing is fun, so yeah. Do you remember if it was a quest? I can believe it if it's a 3-star quest, because 100% you can get things like that with a 3-star quest, but you cannot get it with a normal raid unmodded. Yeah, the raid from quest do not... So you can think of the stars as increasing by that many X of your raid points. So a 3-star max wealth 500% quest can have like 1,000 raiders. And we had that happen. In the... Was it Tundra Run? In the Tundra Run, we had a 3-prong attack of 1,000 raiders from a 3-star quest, but it cannot happen as a normal raid. But I'll show you. I'll show you when this is done. Sir Blub, give me the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Sir Blub. If you can recreate it somehow, let us know. Give us the save file. Give us a video. Try to recreate it. Literally, you could even use developer mode. Recreate it. Sir Blub. Thank you again, Sir Blub. Ace Luke, thank you for the 2 months. 2 months. Time to spin. Send your vampire boy to space. Yeah. Moist and Waves didn't exist back then. Yeah, he's relatively new, but they said unmodded, but anyway. And like I said, there could definitely be bugs I didn't know about, but yeah, I've never seen more than like 180-ish Empire, even in a 3-star Empire quest, but anyway. Civilization was a vampire cult the whole time. I guess we'll see. We'll see if we can force it with developer mode after this is done, but I'm like 99.99% sure. How we doing, Luciferium? We have 20 left. Uh-oh. Everyone's got some in their inventory, so it's not as bad as it looks. See all that Luciferium in the inventory? I think on the next, people have been asking me. So I think on the next playthrough, if you guys will remind me, I will use the mod that shows raid points. Because I can kind of calculate the raid points based on what I see and based on my wealth and just knowledge from how I play and where we are in the game. If you remind me, I will add that, since all it does is put a raid point. Like when you get a raid, it'll say this raid is this many raid points. And that'll be much easier to illustrate, like, oh, you see? See, this shows. Don't imagine what will happen if the ship launches all these Lucifer addicts. So one of those was a Randy hit. How close am I to launch? We have about 7.5 days left. Another tribal. Unusually clever. Okay. So another thing to keep in mind is raids like this. Raids that aren't just frontal raids cost the storyteller more raid points. So there's 154 tribals, which is not the most tribals you can get in a direct attack. But since they're unusually clever, that costs a little bit. Not a lot, but yeah, as you can see, it's like 150 instead of like 170 or whatever. Look at them trying to avoid the turrets. Yeah, good friggin' luck. These ones are going across the water to try to ignore all those turrets. Looks like we need to send some more down there, maybe. Okay, I think we got some bleeds there. Jim. Also, are you bleeding yet? Was that it? Oh, there's another one. Look how unusually clever we are. Trying to bypass our walls. That one trying to get up. Cannon said nope. Down. 7 days left. 7 days left. Okay. All right. They did bypass all the walls. They must be real clever. Wait, did I run myself out of uranium? Not noticing. Yes, I guess. Impassable chest deep water mod that makes rivers just OP for defense. Yeah. What drugs? Guy God told us it was Harapos. So same thing. Food's looking good. We can even switch over to lavish for a little bit, but it's fine. Using water for a cold box is very good. Yeah, it slows movement so much. Long ago, before the game was full release, wooden bridges could have structures built. You could just build anything on top of a wooden bridge, basically. So back then, you could make kill boxes out of rivers and lakes and everything very, very easily. It was incredibly strong. So you could just make a kill area like this over that and just put wooden bridges, and they wouldn't burn if they had stone walls on top of them. But yeah, there's still mods for that. I think the mod is called Heavy Bridges, something like that. But it used to be in the base game back in the beta days. Update, really hope it's true. Includes an overworld map rework. Yeah, I really think it would be cool if you could play separate colonies together. I think that would be really awesome. And whether you attack each other or trade or go help each other, whatever, playing extra colonies, and you know, heavy bridges you can build in deep water as well. Yep. We shall see. Can aside, suffering decision paralysis. Oh, grocery list for next week. What's better, goulash or stroganoff? You know what? I haven't had stroganoff in a long time because my wife and daughter don't like it, but I do. So if I was voting on your shopping list based on me alone, I would get some stroganoff. Is that how the current mod works? There are multiple multiplayer mods. The one that I linked to is one colony for multiple people, and you just have multiple mice. So you can actually see the other person's mouse on the screen with their name on it as they do stuff. And you just all control the same colony. So I think it would work with game speed. So that's the tricky part. So if it was controlling separate colonies, it could be easy-ish. What they could do is make it so your colonies have their own speed timer, whatever, individually, and then the world has its own. It just keeps going, right? The world has its own calendar that keeps going. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. You have to suspend some belief there, but you know, I should have disbelief. But that's already a big thing in RimWorld, so. And if they did it all on the same map, then generally they would, I'm guessing they would have to do like how other multiplayer games like that have done before, where it's the host controls the speed. Yeah. Your friends play RimWorld multiplayer, both paused on an event, and so it paused, unpaused. Co-op vote to pause. We chat out calling it was in its own like proper faction. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Then you could do like even PvP type stuff, which would be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, I released a video this morning, basically starting a rumor that there's some decent proof out there that Ludian, the RimWorld developer, is working on multiplayer for RimWorlds. And so there's a link to it. It's very short if you want to check it out, but there's something that has been found that is undeniable. So you can check it out. It's a must-have mod for you. The devil's been summoned. All right.
I haven't looked into making drugs yet, but someday I will.
Oh my god, it's the dawn of Luciferium. Thank you, Mitchie. So creepy. With a system like that, you could do co-op or PvP, you know? Pretentious, welcome in. 6.5 days. Looks like we'll be getting hit again soon. We finally got a single. So it looks like we got double, double, single, double, Randy Raid, single. If I were going to make a PvP RimWorld, how would I do it? I don't know. The link to what Tynan said. Did you watch the video, Antiers? It's in my video. And if you look at the pinned comment, I have links to every single thing I talk about. And I don't mean time stamps, literal links to everything. The interview, the job posting, all of it. So you can check out the video. It's only a few minutes long. And the pinned comment under the video has all the links to the proof. If you want PvP and everything, well, yeah, it just depends on if you like PvP or not. Are you a PvP player? Obviously, PvP people are going to want PvP. And PvE people are not going to care. Pawn AI would need a big rework for PvP. The extra raids stop after the ship's done. Yes. When the 15 days are done and the ship is already fully set, the extra raids stop, even if you just leave the ship there. It could make it asynchronous. That sounds like, yeah, like a mobile game almost. Fog of War, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah. Capture the flag. Yeah. A potent quotable for Sky God. How's it going, L? Sure, we can do a triple quote from Sky God. All right, L. See what you get. I'll try to read them before another raid happens.
If there's 3 commandments you should follow, it is these. Don't catch syphilis from a shovel. Let's see your pickle. Just don't forsunk me.
You know what's really interesting about that third quote? The forsunk me thing is literally where Sky God first came from. So I was playing a sponsor game called the Darwin Project, which is speaking of PvP, a battle royale type game with a twist. In the battle royale game, the people, one person can queue up as the host. And the host is literally like a entity that's like they can't see, that flies around. You can listen to their microphone. You can speak to them. You can imbue them with gifts. You can give them resources. You can upgrade them. You can see everything. You can tell them things. And you're supposed to be like, go around and do whatever. You're supposed to influence it, right? And I didn't like playing as the people, but I really liked playing as Sky God. And so a lot of people didn't have microphones. So in the beginning, the chat would choose. There was like, it's like, all right, chat, who are we going to be the gods of this time? And they would choose a player, and I would go to that player, and I'd be like, this is your sky. It was like,
This is Sky God talking. If you can hear me, crouch 3 times.
and it never got old to see them crouch 3 times. And some of them wouldn't listen to me, and I would like start griping at them, and I was like, do not forsake me. Have you forsunk me? And if they wouldn't do what I told them, I would go tell other players. I would like be like, all right, fine, you're no longer my champion. And I would go to the person nearby, and I'd be like, hey, just so you know, this guy's right over here. This is exactly where he is. This is what he has. I'm gonna give you a speed boost, and here's some extra resources if you crouch 3 times. And they would crouch 3 times. It was so much fun. I wonder if I still have those VODs. It was just so much fun. It just never got old. So the Darwin Project, yeah. Darwin Project. It was a battle royale game where, like I said, there was an omniscient or whatever player that just impacts the game by. Oh, and it was, you know how in battle royale games you have like the circles getting smaller? On that game, I controlled which sections got shut off. So like I would shut off sections when it would let me to try to like corner people, or I would tell people like I'm gonna shut off all of these other, and then I would shut off the ones they go to. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a cool one. Yeah, I really liked being Sky God. So that's the origins of Sky God. L is tapped into some channel lore on accident. You tried it recently? Had like 5 players online. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. This was several years ago. Another tribal breach. Good, good. All right, keep sending tribals. This is exactly why I ally all the Outlanders and anger all the tribals. Good video. Thank you. Very weird and with very high chance to become very frustrating. Yeah, yeah. We would always choose a champion in the beginning, though. They didn't always win. I'm gonna do a new melee only run after this. Unless we lose, in which case I'll do this again, I guess. Yeah, it's unfortunate that that game has battle royale game has, that one in particular seems to have basically died, but it was a pretty cool idea. Might not even be giving it a great explanation, but good mood only run, no mental breaks allowed. That's most of my runs. Melee only, no walls, no way. Rejected proposal. Uh-oh. Wait, who was that crap? Galvarino and Toll House. My proposal was rejected. Let's see if we can make you forget. All right, Galvarino. There you go. You don't even remember that you proposed. It's only. Yeah, I was thinking about something like that, but no, I thought this run was going to be the one that we would have to push xenotypes to the limit to do, but all these are baseliners. Or, you know, 99% of them are. So I want to do a run where I really push xenotypes to the limit. And it might not be difficult, you know, and that's okay. I think it's just going to be a fun run after this stressful one. % toxic map? Maybe. Tribal weapon only run work? I did one of those, yeah. I did one of those, but it was a long time ago in 1.1. Genies and Hussars? No, this is going to be like melee god run. It's going to be like a melee only, no kill box, but godly xenotypes. And we'll see how it goes. Every time you mess with genies, you start to death. Another breach. Another tribal breach. Perfect. Lucky, lucky, lucky. We've only had one explosive pirate raid so far. Still no walls for next run? No, I'm gonna use walls. I'm running back to the walls immediately. Melee only, no walls, no way. Melee Space Marine run is what you're hearing? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Was this melee only? No. Total pawns, 15. See possible. Yeah, I actually thought about doing it as a low pawn count run as well, which I might do. The only downside then is that the Q doesn't get used a lot, you know. Tree Hugger run. Yeah, I did one of those. You've been liking the Dwarf run? That's awesome. Thank you for watching that. I did a Tree Hugger run, not to completion. So when Ideology first came out, I did like 1 to 2 days of each of the major ones, you know? But I didn't do a full run yet. I don't know why tribal breachers are that way. Tribal breachers run away from their group and their group stands back. Yeah, I don't know. Nope. I have not seen anything like that. I mean, uranium mace has already not been the best melee weapon for the last like 3 years, so it doesn't really surprise me.
Maximum level reached.
Insatiable D, 54 months, tier 3, the entire way. Thank you, Insatiable. No, I haven't had time to look at any of that, so. Minor break. Let's go up here and finish these guys off, please. Thank you. Ever made almost all the map toxic? No, not yet. Yeah. Let's go ahead, Insatiable. Thank you again. Might do that in the melee only run, though. We'll see. Stop using kill boxes. Meanwhile, the trial reach just killed themselves out in the open. Yeah. So we did a lot of melee testing when I did the cheese run, and we found out a lot of interesting things as well. I didn't put a video about it, but it's in the cheese run. We found out that a lot of different things. One of the really crazy things we found out was how good plasteel knives are. It's actually kind of insane. So plasteel knives aren't necessarily high damage or high DPS. However, plasteel knives attack much faster. They get a speed bonus over other knives being plasteel, and they cause tons of cuts. So in the cheese run, we found out that breach axes and plasteel knives are actually incredibly good and incredibly wealth efficient. We've also found out that warhammers are really good. Obviously, plasteel longswords have always been kind of the best. So you're talking about swords against mechs, yes. Plasteel longswords have always kind of been the best slashing type sharp weapon damage for melee outside of expansions. And then we also tested in that run that mono swords were doing more damage overall to centipedes than even Zeus hammers. However, the Zeus hammer has the stun, so it's a trade-off, right? You get the utility of the Zeus hammer, but all that's in the cheese run. So it sounds like that their testing approach ended up basically drop pods crap, finding out the same kind of stuff, which is good. That means that we were on the right track. I don't know where they're popping out at. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's Doomsdays, okay. Hey, perfect. Use those Doomsdays. That's the only group that had them, right? But if I have some time, I'll watch it. I'm not like belittling it or anything. Hey! Only one Doomsday left. Nice. All the Doomsdays are gone. Nice. Oh yeah, it's always good to know like the reasoning behind it. I try to, I don't know if you've noticed, but in a lot of the guides I've been doing lately, especially the ones with Smurf, what we've been doing is we go through and we give like the fast and true of it. You know, if you just want to know, all right, what is X, Y, and Z? And then we try to go in and expand on it and explain for those that want both. The statistics on the video tell me that most people end up just turning away after they get the information, but I like knowing the why as well. It's just like the scheduling guide that we did. We tried to make sure we showed why certain ones are good in certain situations. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'll have to give it a look when I have some time. Well, I got lots too. Thank you. Yeah. And and for anyone, if it sounded like it, I'm not saying anything bad about them or their content or their guides or whatever. I think their channel is probably most closely related to mine as far as style goes on YouTube. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. You know, obviously, you know, I provide content that I would like watching. So seeing someone that does similar is going to be right up my alley. I just don't have time. Yeah. And you can like both. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I do get sometimes, and I know they're not sending them, but sometimes I get overzealous fans from those people that come and post comments in my YouTube section telling people not to watch me and to go watch them. And I'm like, you can do both. It's all right. Yeah, there is a cheese you can do if you want legendary persona weapons. So for anyone that doesn't know, if you go in and you set your relics weapons, they will be legendary. And then if you do fluid ideology, you can reform after you get them and just get more. So don't watch me, please. So you can set all of these to mono swords or Zeus hammers or even charge rifles, right? And then you can go do these and then reform and do 3 more just over and over. Little cheesy, but you know, everyone likes a good cheese. Because they're always legendary, yeah. Always legendary. Is it cheese considered the work involved? Well, I mean, you don't have to do... I mean, you have to go get them, I guess, if that's the work you mean, but... Okay, group number 2. Yeah, they're not always good. Like, you might get mad muttering and stuff, but if you get kill focus and, you know, extra speed, there's a lot of good ones, but there's definitely some ones that aren't great. YouTube Adam just plagiarizing this stream. Easier to just get production specialists. Production specialists can't make mono swords or Zeus hammers. Unless you have a mod or something. Enjoying the short form on YouTube? Thank you. They really know. Thank you for watching that. Oh, I forgot to undraft you. So I will say for anyone that's interested in the short form content continuing on YouTube, I'm doing kind of like a 90-day or so test on it, and I just want the short form to pay for itself. At the moment, it's not, but it's close. So if you enjoy it and you want to see it continue, definitely, you know, share it if you think someone else might want to watch it. If you have YouTube Premium, downloading it with YouTube Premium actually helps out the algorithm a ton. Most of all, I just hope you enjoy them, obviously, but I will also say that the editing style has changed a little bit from the first few episodes. So if you watch the first few episodes and you didn't care for like how the music was, or like maybe it was too jump cutty for you,
Our modest
that's
fellowship
come down a little
expands.
bit as
Praise
the editor and I have
yourself.
kind of worked with one another more to get more like what I had envisioned as a extension of the stream. So if you don't like the first couple episodes, maybe go in a few, maybe go into like 6 or 7 and see if you like those ones. But yeah, thank you for letting me know. All right, how are we doing on call-ins? We got one more pig call-in, one more Outlander call-in, and 2 more Empire call-ins. Okay, so Empire will be the next one we call in. Was that a second raid or not? I think that was a Randy raid. 2 ship, 2 ship, 1 ship, 2 ship, Randy, 1 ship, 2 ship, Randy. It's like a kid's book. Why are there tables everywhere? Mood. If people are starving while we're fighting and I need to undraft them to let them eat, having tables around is pretty much giving them +3 more mood. So I need to get as much mood everywhere as I can because I don't have room buffs for mood. Catch up on the Dwarf Run. You saw some of it on stream, but it's great to watch on YouTube. Dr. Seuss's son just gave you flashbacks. 5 days left. 5 days left. How are we doing on the party buff? +6 for 1.4 days. All right, let's do one. I gotta be ready to cancel it though. Is anyone gonna burn that? No, I'm gonna wait for an answer. Wow, it's so beautiful. Wow. Too bad our base isn't closer to the edge so this festival ends sooner. We have to wait until it goes all the way up there. Can't they ever float south? No medical slab bed. We have actual medical beds, yeah. Medical slab bed is just a designation. It doesn't get any bonuses. Oh, you're asking, you're like, why isn't there? I got you. Hey, unforgettable. Very, very nice. You want an uncomfortable hospital bed? Yeah. This isn't the Dwarf Run. Nope. It's not the Dwarf Run. See any mountains around here? I don't see any mountains around here. Could be one hiding. There could be a mountain hiding in the ocean. Probably is. But we're not living in it. Mod that increases the number of stacks a shelf can hold. I'm not sure. Visitors. Where are you guys from? Pigland, yeah. Dig straight down and find dwarfs anywhere. What has Randy done to the mountain you had? Everyone still got Luciferium? Good. Can't run where only the mechs are allowed to do their specific job. No one else can. Maybe someday. I'm confused with YouTube. Yeah, it's a different one. Yeah. This is a completely different run than the dwarf run. This one will go on YouTube after the dwarf run is finished. All right, we're in the home stretch. Let's start using the psychic soothes. Not that we need them, but might as well. Strange feeling for one day. What's the main objective now? Survive for 4.4 days. That's the main objective. Yeah. I think the only reason this run was possible is because Randy was kind to us for the first 2 seasons and we were able to get ahead. That's it. I mean, obviously we had some tough times. I think we did a lot of we had to do a lot of extreme stuff and good stuff, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're at 12 raids. Yes, it looks like we're going to be not quite at minimum, but pretty low. Other than the beaver incident. It's so crazy that I didn't care about the beaver incident because I thought we were going to have to start over. When the beaver ate the first tree, I was like, very early on, I was like, oh, it's all right. We'll be losing this soon anyway, and we're going to have to start over. Yeah, it just depends on the context, Charmer. I don't mind. It's just, so one time we had someone come in and it was their like first time at the channel, like literally first time they had been here, maybe second, and they came in and they were like, hey everybody, you should really head over and check out so-and-so's channel on YouTube when Adam's done streaming today. You should really go look at that. And he started listing off like he was advertising for them, and I was like, yeah, let's not do that. You know, you brand new to the channel, whatnot. It's not like in a conversational thing. You're trying to send people away. And he was like, no, I'm not trying to do that at all. Right. And then he did it again. And he had subscribed earlier that day. And he wouldn't stop. And then Ahmad was like, hey, you need to like time him out. And was like, you need to stop doing that. Diabolus, okay. And he was like, he said something, I'm not gonna get into it, but he was talking about like freedom of speech, and he's like, how about I just do it even more then? And he started doing it more, so we banned him. And then the guy went to Twitter, I've never had this happen before, and made this big long rant on Twitter and linked me to it and was asking me to come fight me. Like, I'm not even joking. He was like, you can see the tweet still. He's like, I'm in Kentucky, I'm not too far away from Indianapolis. Why don't I take a few hour drive up there and we'll settle this? And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what? You got some mental issues. I don't mean that like, you know, just go get some help. So anyway, yeah, you banned me from your channel. He was like, I cannot believe you would do that from one of your paying subscribers. I paid $5 and then you just banned me. I was like, we told you multiple times about the rule. You're not just paying $5 and just for a pass to not get banned. Like, what the crap? So anyway, so there's a difference between that and being like, you know, oh, I was just watching, you know, you see the new ambiguous amphibian run or something like that. You know, there's a difference. So there's a difference. You sub to a channel, they can't ban you. Yeah. You've seen some people schedule an IRL fight in League. All right, so there is a Diabolus. We outrange the Diabolus's cannon, but we do not outrange. There's 3 Diabolus, but we do not outrange the whatever, the auto cannon that it has. So yeah, it must be better. He says the name. We both rated each other and we were both in the charity event, so that's why I mentioned him specifically.
A magnanimous dispensation.
What? Naibo? You're the 5,000 bits. Guys, a crap load of bits. Thank you, Naibo. Oh god, I gotta fight. Okay. Turn these ones on. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the bits. Okay, you guys get back here. All right, let's take care of the one in the south first. Where's the actual Diabolus? This is in the back. Okay, so you guys go that way. Come over here. Most of the turrets up north might get destroyed while we're doing this, but... There's Diabolus. Do you guys have a marksman command? There you go. I want all you guys to attack the Diabolus. Oh, I guess we can't. Okay. Take him down! Oh, drop pods! Get back, get back, get back. This could be explosives. Wait, that's done. Spread out, spread out. What do you have? Sniper. Sword. Ballsy's got that one. There's a Doomsday down there. Get back. A couple of you guys with guns, get over here. You guys get here. Move you back in case there's another Doomsday. Turn those on. Take him out. Where's he going? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay, the Doomsday is done. We're just trickling in on that side. Let's bring you guys over. Policy's rescue. What happened? Christ. Bossy. Into them. Okay, are there more Doomsdays? No, okay. All right. What's left? No big deal. Anyone else bleeding? You're bleeding. Get back there. Okay, Kin. Into them. We're still attacking the turrets for now, so I think we're all right. Okay. No, do not eat up there. Okay, you guys are good. Evident no longer bleeding. Yeah, Evident almost died there. Okay. gun back. Obsidian's gun, okay. How'd you manage the temperature in the run with no rooms? I started in fall instead. I changed the starting season to fall, so we had as much time as possible to get to dusters. Another one. Attack immediately. Unusually clever. Oh, we got lucky. It is a mostly melee raid. Okay. Actually, grab all of them aside from Anzer and Fox. Here too. Turrets are down though. We know Unusually Clever was going right here and then up through that water. So let's pull most of these people up here. We'll grab some to pull down here. Okay. Turrets hold fire. Don't want any friendly fire in anyone's back. Okay. Very clever to only use melee weapons. Aside from the boss character, yeah, that has a assault rifle. Okay. Frelzo, you're missing a gun. Supposed to be cleaver, not clever. Okay, a lot of our like tanking turrets are down, and we don't have a lot of time to rebuild. Usually cleaver. Gun Smurf, Spoon, Jim, welcome in. .7 days. Do we still have the unusual feeling from the first strange feeling? 5 hours. Okay, so we're gonna stretch that. 5 hours. We're gonna do it again. We started the ship launch. Yes, about 2 hours ago. Okay. Don't need those anymore. Anyone else able to help? Okay. I should do. Let's go on Dreameth. Thanks. Crap, I need more uranium.
Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
There's some. That's doing okay on steel, okay on plasteel, okay. all the capital names, they were expendable. Like those ones are the first line that if they die, it's not as big a deal. They're not really fighters, so. Okay, let's get that done. Oh wait, I need one of them. The other one's gonna be broken down. That's fine. Okay, we're at 15 raids. 3.5 days left. Now you know what to think if I have 4 kids. One of them's names like James. James. That's just the expendable person. They put on a shield belt while their Doomsday rocket was laying on the ground after that social fight. Difficulty slider was uncapped. What percent do you think you could handle? I have no idea. Yeah, without doing cheese, like any cheese, I'm not sure. Kombucha Man, thank you for the subscription. Thank you, Kombucha. Much appreciated. I'm not sure. Yeah, might be an interesting thing to check out with a mod or something. Mood's looking super good. As soon as that strange feeling is off, though, we need to do another one. All right, it is done. We'll grab someone like Expendable who's not really doing anything, and we'll use another Sooth Pulsar. Your middle name is Sacrifice. Should you be worried? Yeah, you should be pretty worried, yeah. Don't go stand behind any sheds. Did we lose the disembodied vampire? No, we just put him in storage areas. Wait, yeah, that's a good question. Is your first name Nata? Nata? Your first name is Nata. Then you don't. I changed my mind. You don't have anything to worry about. But barring that, we're sending him into the sun. We're sending him into the darkness of space. Put him into storage.
A generous bestowal.
Vel, thank you for the 100 bits. Rarest Iowa, thank you for the 12 months. 12 months is almost a full calendar year, but you're no tinfoil hatter yourself. And Nime, thank you for it again for the 5,000 bits. That's very generous. Thank you again, Nime. Helps me and the family out a lot. I'm sure you know. It's probably why you did it. It's probably why you did it. I'm willing to bet it was. Thank you. Missing parts, return to sender sticker on the ship bed pod door. We're still going to do what we usually do, and we're going to send an animal to space as well. It's tradition. We're sending an animal to space. I already know which animal I'm sending. At some point, someone's going to open an Ancient Danger and find a single dismembered vampire. A head, torso, and a groin. Kind of sucks that this is down. This has been like invaluable, actually. One of the reasons why we've taken almost no damage. Most of the raids have come from this side, and most of them just stand there attacking the turrets, and we just run around and flank them. Well, I find out my support is going to your family, so help me. Sprinkles. Thank you for the 63 bits. Thank you, Sprinkles. Tradition, peer pressure from dead people. True.
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself. We are building an
Vel, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you, Vel. Very much appreciate all.
magnanimous dispensation.
What? Vel, thank you for the 5 gift subs. And Waffles, thank you for the 69.69. Thank you for this. Thank you for the 69.69, Waffles. That is incredibly generous. Nice. I guess that deserves some nices in chat. You guys think that's nice? I think that's nice. Here, I'll type it as well. Thank you, Waffles. That's very generous. Much love to the Waffles. I feel like I'm saying that all the time. I say it at breakfast. I say it on the stream. Much love to Waffles. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Super nice. Three days. Pancakes are better. Pancakes have never given me any bits. All scythers from multiple sides. Okay.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
Okay, so we're gonna go fight this one first so that we don't have to worry about getting hit from 2 positions at the same time. Let's go ahead and put all the turrets on hold position. We'll grab everyone, draft them, start sending them this way. These 4 we want to stay back. Oops, all scythers. Okay. It's good. Grab you guys. Just go for it. We'll get 2 shooting specialist commands just in case we're spread out. Dodge the rot stink. Multiple scythers. Oops, all scythers. So we'll take care of these ones up front. Hopefully there's no drop pod raid again while we're out here like last time. Hey, we're shooting you. Just to let you know. What are these ones doing? We killed half of them before they realized it. Like, hey, what's going on here? Hey, what's going on here? Waffles, thank you for the 6 gift subs also. Rum Diggity, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Man, Waffles. Choo Choo, you say? Oh god, can I remember the button?
All aboard the hype train.
First try. Nice. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you again, Waffles.
All aboard the hype train.
You ever feel like Dr. Pepper's flaunting his doctorate? That's why I prefer the blue collar, Mr. Pibb. $96. It's crazy. It's funny, someone here earlier was like, man, Adam, I've been following you for 2 months. I don't think I've ever seen you happy. Never seen you smile. This is all you gotta do. Just give me lots of money and it makes me happy. No, I'm just kidding. All right. I mean, it's true, but you know, you can't say those things out loud. Thank you guys. Goodbye forever.
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself. We are
Sprinkles, leave the 10 gift subs. Thank you, Sprinkles. That makes me happy. Thank you, Sprinkles. I appreciate that too.
Generous bestowal.
Let's turn these ones back
A
on.
new subscriber. Come, steal yourself.
Vel, thank you for the 100 bits. Jackson, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Vel. Did you miss something? There's a lot of gift subs and a lot of bits and gift subs. That's the words I'm looking for. Nice. I think missed like every single shot. Every single shot. All right. Raids have ramped up a little bit. Where we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 raids. 16 raids. Okay. Mod wife is a pancake connoisseur. She's just summoned Sky God. Sky God, what commandment should we follow for the end of the ship launch?
Commandment 2355. Don't be too proud to eat chihuahua meat. I mean, seriously. What's the difference from a chihuahua and a lamb, a guinea pig?
Thanks, Sky God. That's enough. We'll consider your advice. But I can't agree to anything at this time.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Doug, thank you for the dank bits. 420 bits. Thank you. The spelling, amount of meat. Thank you, Doug. 420 bits. 2.5 days. 2.5 days. Quantity of meat, no risk of protein poisoning. I have to take this up with Sky God. I'm no expert on Chihuahua meat, to be quite honest.
Tread lightly. This is Boo's domain. Yoshi! Because I flow. Lajiki Jar Jar too. The time subscriber for a come steal yourself.
Waffles, thank you for the musical bits. Thank you, Waffles, for the additional bits. And Grass Wing, you're the 5 gift subs. Thank you, Grass Wing. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
All aboard the hype train. The time has come for a Medi rave.
I finally have the right hair for this. It's a ship launch party. Wouldn't that suck if we lost now?
A new subscriber.
What's going on?
Come, steal yourself.
Is it my
We are
birthday?
Building an army. Because I flow. Lajiki Jar Jar too.
Chubnuts, thank you for the 880 bits. Grass Wing for 5 gift subs. Spudman for 5 gift subs. And Frack for 5 gift subs.
We are building an
Holy
army.
crap. How many days left? 2. 2.3. Thank you, Frack. Thank you, Spud. Chubnuts, Grasswing, Waffles, Doug, Jakeson. Thank you, guys. Attack immediately. Breach.
We all face
Tribals.
problems. This one has chosen to embrace them.
Tribals. Folk punk band, frontman energy. Can't too long. I was really tempted to cut the whole thing off just the other night. My wife can attest to it. I've stopped feeling like putting anything in it, so it's just like however it is when I get out of the shower. It's just how it is now, and it's too long to stand up on its own, so it just like curls down. The other night I was telling my wife, I was like, I think I'm about to just shave this thing off. She's like, what? Why? I'll have a wig soon enough. Yeah, that helps. you lose a leg or something? Ah, you lost a leg or something. Unclear whether you're talking about your hair or another organ. Oh, God. Well, I haven't had any thoughts about cutting that off. Not yet. Probably never. Well, we used all those traps down there. Those are some well-placed traps. Way to go. Whose idea was that? Whoever that is, they should get an attaboy, maybe like a pat on the back, you know? Attaboy, attaboy. Way to go. Nice. Mod that increases difficulty to like 600 or 700%. We kind of did that with Winston Waves, yeah. Someone was asking earlier, like, what percentage could we put it on before I couldn't beat it? I wouldn't mind trying that. If there's a mod that only increases percentage, I wouldn't mind trying that at some point and just, like, see what we can get to. That's literally what this has been, yeah. This year's, yeah. My defense for this one is, how much money can we throw at the problem? We have, like, 20... There's some summons. Thank you. 1 second. We have like 20. Not quite that. We have like 10 legendary assault rifles, like 25 masterwork assault rifles. We have 40 mini turrets left. We had over 50. We have 9 uranium slug turrets. We had over 200 steel traps. All right. Devil was summoned by hamsters. Did you already do the quote? We have post level 100 Winston Wave ship launch. Use that save. I think that base is pretty much impervious. Okay, okay. Let me find them. Here we go.
Being probed is a virtue, right? Well,
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself. We are building an army.
well, you just take a right at the crotch, and then you go downtown. I'm in a much different position than normal. Okay.
Gray Bush, they were the 5 gift subs also. Thank you, Gray Bush. There was also, wait, was there a Sky God as well that was summoned? Testing how high you could go would be a good test for dev mode testing days. You could run the same defense multiple times against threat sizes and types. At some point, Met Clusters, Breachers, Sappers start appearing on day 1. Naked Brutality. Ooh, that would be interesting. Just the devil. Okay, okay. Are there any melee kill box setups that you can use for melee only? Corner punch excluded. There is actually one. But it's not very, aside from corner punch, the only real melee one that you can do, I guess there's a couple options. If you have low shields and stuff like that, obviously you can just do a melee block and stand inside. But there's also an option where you put 2 doors and you do 5 people around the second door rather than just 3. And you can do 5 melee people attacking someone at once. I probably won't use that in my next melee run. I want to do a melee no kill box at all. But it is technically... There is some other kind of tricky stuff you can do, yeah.
Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. Raids don't spawn on the right side of the map. No, because that's ocean. Yeah. Raids can't spawn on ocean. That's just a normal thing of the game, and or on coast, I should say. Is there gonna be some theory crafting for the next run? Yes, yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Yep. Yep. Did you like doing that? The theory craft bit? I thought it was pretty fun. Cap, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you, Cap. Thank you again, Gray Bush, Frack, Spudman, Dumb Nuts.
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself.
What?
We are building an army.
Hang on. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Waffles is gifting 5 tier 3 subs. What the? Smoka, Cannon, Menu, Colorblind, Oompanator. Congratulations on your tier 3 subs. We don't have a lot of tier 3 subscriptions, For subscribers, we only have 5 more. And you might not know this, but since you got the tier 3 sub as a gift, you are just obligated to continue it indefinitely. So I hope you don't mind an extra $25 a month. No, I'm just kidding. Of course. Like, hang on a friggin' minute. Man, Waffles, that is incredibly generous. Thank you again. Got more than Waffles? Thanks, Waffles. You don't know the difference between a normal and a tier 3. A normal sub is $5 and a tier 3 is $25. And tier 3 gets, you know, some more like emotes and channel points, and they also get access to my OnlyFans link. If you are a tier 3 sub, if you do exclamation OnlyFans in the chat, it's only going to show you the link if you're a tier 3 sub. I'm sorry. You can try it. Try it. You can see. But exclamation OnlyFans.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank
Your
you again.
steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Look at all those. Peter, thank you for the 3 months. Thank you, Peter. You went to Waffle House this morning? You willed this into existence. Your credit card will be billed $25 in perpetuity. Welcome to the stream. Where's my wallet? I haven't been at Waffle House since I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know if there's any really around here. I looked. It's not nice to troll the followers. Did you see one of the recent Dwarf runs where I did another floor troll where I had some plans set down, but I had it next to some painting plans, and there were some people that were like really trying to put. I felt bad about that one actually. The racetrack I didn't feel bad about, but I felt a little bad about the other one. That was great. Every time I do that, people are like, "Holy crap, you got a pretty good poker face there. You should play poker." It's like, I used to. I used to. You're right. I should. There aren't a whole bunch of them around it, and yeah, I haven't noticed them. Next, who got mad at you for describing Waffle House as greasy? You didn't say it was bad. I got mad about it. So. Greasy food is good food. Not good for you, but I didn't really play professionally, no. I did online poker for the most part and made a little bit of money, but not like a crazy amount. And when Black Friday came, where the Department of Justice decided to shut down all the US poker sites, I lost the money that I had in those accounts, and I never went back to it. The Department of Justice said, "Excuse me, but did you know that Texas Hold'em is actually gambling and there's no skill involved at all? And even though the same people make it to the World Series of Poker every year, it's only because they're the luckiest people on earth at gambling, and it's not skill based. So we're just gonna lock all your money in those accounts, and there's nothing you can do about it."
Subscriber, come steal yourself. We are building an army.
What is going on today? Burr, thank you for the 90 bits, and Ricky Bobby says, "If you ain't first, you last." Thank you for the 20 gift subs, Ricky Bobby. Much appreciated. My lord. Thanks, Ricky Bobby.
A generous bestowal.
That's how they were able to make sports betting happen, because they claim it's skill. So since since that happened, when was that? What year was it the Department of Justice did that? I don't remember. Since then, some states have now been allowed to have online poker, and it's in this gray area at the moment. But what stakes? I don't remember which ones I mainly played. I did Hold'em, but a lot of it was sit and goes. So I actually made the most money from sit and go online poker, not from I didn't like doing the grinding.
A new subscriber. Come steal yourself. We are building.
Seems the assets and win the cash. You're probably right. Session. They're the 5 tier 2 gift subs. Session. Thank you for the tier 2 to Lerny, Thighs, Dooholic, Jess, and Sheba. Man, much love to Session also. That's insane. I haven't seen anything like this since Biotech release. Thank you guys. I didn't like... Oh, Phoenix, what are you doing? Is sit and go a euphemism? No, okay, so for those of you that don't really know poker and Texas Hold'em, sit and go is kind of like a miniature tournament. You can think of it almost like it's just a single table tournament. So you pay an entry fee to sit at the table, and you get chips. Everyone gets the same number of chips, so no one has like a bigger stack to start with. Is that a euphemism? No. And then you basically play until only one person at the table has all the chips, and that person wins, right? And so every so much time or hands, depending on how they do it, the blinds, the amount you have to pay to play a hand, goes up. So if you're not being at least somewhat aggressive and winning some, then you are going to end up blinding yourself out of a position. So that's what I played the most when I played poker. Yeah, I liked it a whole lot. In Canada, you keep 100% of winnings. Wait, and it doesn't count as income. I don't want to split this. You guys go up here. Lagging. I played at full tilt mostly, and then Poker Stars a little bit. Phoenix, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you, Phoenix. Points for you before you go back into the lurk. Thank you. What's up? Is that what you're wondering as well? My wife came in and gave me like the shifty eyes, like, what's going on? I've forgotten breachers, what they do. They do the same as breachers always do. They try to make it to a bed. Breachers actually don't care about walls. Their entire AI is just trying to get to a bed. First time I'm catching this run live. What kind of wealth is it at? We've been at raid cap for like 4 in-game years, but let's check. 737,000 wealth. I think you get in session. You underestimate Neanderthals the first time they raided you? Yeah, I actually lost some people on one of the first biotech runs we did to Neanderthals. Now we have such extreme firepower. I could probably kill 1,000 tribal Neanderthals before they got to us, but... You ordered groceries. Executive dysfunction battle 1 for now. Poker, but nothing beats actually sitting around a table in person with people. Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, almost everywhere for me, I can't deal with like sitting in a room full of smoke. I just can't do it. I would rather be almost anywhere else. There's a lot of places now where the actual poker rooms are like no smoking, but it's still like pretty much open to the rest of the area, which is, so I just do that. What if you dismantle all the beds? I did that in the cheese run. If you want to see what breachers do when you have no beds, check out my cheese run. It's on YouTube. But the short answer is they just path back and forth until they either start starving, or if they're mechs, they'll just do it forever. Me too, breachers, me too. They don't care about walls, yeah. Waffles go in between. Again, there's a mod named Unlimited Threat Scale. Threat scale to 500%. It allows setting the threat point cap above 10,000. Yeah, the only downside to the 10,000 thing is the lag. We had a threat scale above 10,000 with Winston Waves, It was super laggy, but the percentage one might be interesting. USA still allows smoking indoors, only in like casinos. Is that still a thing? Yep. Yep. Breachers don't care about turrets. It depends. There's two kinds of breachers. There's smart breachers and there's normal breachers. So when you get a breach raid in the actual note for it, it will tell you if they are smart or not. Smart breachers act kind of like smart raiders. They try to avoid turrets if they can, but they're still trying to make it to a bed. But there are two types of breacher raids. Depends on the state, some too, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to try out that raid compression one where it, like, it has the same amount of raid points, but it spins it into making the raiders better and stronger rather than just adding more bodies. Cassandra, then you would basically have Cassandra, but with constant 1.5 Randy rolls. Yeah, that would be interesting. The breacher turret thing is why we can say things like, the smart breachers are the dumb ones, and the dumb breachers are the scary ones, yeah. Rim threaded, it doesn't help with that kind of stuff, no. I've used it. I'm using Rocketman now. There's only so much things can do like mods. 25,000 raid points. We had over 200 centipedes on the map. Most of our raids were like almost 1,000 raiders. There's just, the game's just not designed for that. That was the modded Winston Waves runs. It just was like a slideshow. Rocketman, rim threaded, all those things. It didn't help a noticeable amount with that kind of silliness, you know. Do you think this is harder than only default work and schedule run for a challenge? I don't know, that sounds more tedious than difficult, right? I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely harder than that, I would say, but Factorio devs make the most optimized colony sim ever. What is there still to prepare before you feel ready to the launch? We've been doing the launch for the last 3 hours. There's nothing left to prepare. It's almost over. We're on the last day. How many ship launch raids have we done? 18 ship launch raids, so a little above average. Is lagging the game count as pausing? No. Yeah, we've been doing it for a while, Task, yeah. It seems so calm. Yeah, well, we just killed, well, here, let me zoom in. It might not seem as calm. Let's take a quick gander here. We'll call this the path of corpses. Oh, the path splits. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, there's still some up here. Yep, we're still going. Oh, there's a pocket up there. Oh, another one. All right, and then that loops around to the back side here. There's the trail of centipedes. There's the trail of centipedes. All right, so that's one side of the base. Okay, let's go check out the other one. All right, we call this the River of Blood. River of Blood and Metal. Sorry, I can't show you more right now. Attack immediately. Breach raid. Yeah, breach raids are smaller. That's what we want to see. Give us some hope that we are at the end of this. Hit another Soothe Pulsar. Such carnage. Okay. We're gonna hold fire on these temporarily. Grab you guys. Let's make sure we have marksman. You're missing a leg, so you can just go back. All centipedes, basically. You know what? Screw it. Let's just use the low shield. That's so stupid. Oh my god. I'm not even kiting now. I'm not even kiting. I don't think we've ever had that much firepower. I don't think even in the Winston Waves run, like 70 people, we had this much. Because in the Winston Waves run, I didn't farm legendary weapons. Everyone here has Masterwork and Legendary. It's nuts. We basically don't miss Marksman Command, Combat Command. I know what people were going to say too. It's like, you only did it because you got so much firepower that nothing could kill you. Yes, yes. My entire goal was to survive until we got to that point. All right. You only did it because you had colonists. Try it again with only 10. Only 10 colonists. Starting to blend in. You only did it because of X or Y, yeah. You only did it because you have over 4,000 hours of experience. Oh, I was sorry. I'm still showing the carnage. Here we go. Here's this side. You know, there's some stuff there. I think there's some more corpses somewhere. This is the main active battlefield, though. Nah, this would be really hard if it was no if I had all tribals turned off. Yeah. Plus removed from ranged weapons. Yep, that's right. Go on, Mr. Chair. Welcome in. Bullet wall to a wall, right? I cannot believe this. Oh my god, guys. I thought it was going to take like 100 attempts. I'm not even kidding. The vampire died? No, he's in the ship. This is the first attempt. Randy, we got very lucky for the first 2 seasons, and we got ahead. And we almost lost a few times. But it's impossible. We cannot lose now. No matter what. You could drop 10 raids on us right now, and the ship would be done before they kill us. This is literally the first attempt. No, I thought we were going to have to use, like, custom xenotypes. We did a stream where we spent, like, 2 hours making a custom xenotype that we thought we would have to use to be able to do this. And then I was like, we'll do a couple attempts as baseliners because I don't think it's possible, but we'll do a couple as baseliners to see. And this is it. Yeah, we had Sleepy Randy for like the first. I think we can probably see. Look at that. Randy didn't attack us for 36 days. And then after that, yeah. This is where we got hit like 4 or 5 times at once. But yeah, that was incredibly sleepy. There was another period where he was pretty asleep. There's where we almost lost. Where's the other section where we almost lost? It just blends in now. You must have pulled out the Book of Chillax. Yeah, there's only a few crazy moments. There was the Manhunter in here somewhere. The 3 raids in 1 day. Or 4 raids. 4 raids in 1 day. And then there was this active period. Then there was that very scary moment where we lost like 12 or 13 people at once. Yeah. That triple rocket, yeah. The wealth dip is when we got hit by a triple rocket. Killed 12 people. We lost 12 people. I think that's that dip. One of the dips is from the triple that killed 12 people, yeah. I don't remember which one. Let's check out the population graph. Oh, okay, that's where it was. So hang on, let's see that in the other graph. Oh, that's where we lost the 12 people. It's so small now. It actually took us... It took us another 60 days to recover the wealth that we lost there. It's done. The lowest that we ever had our mood was 30. And that's being outdoors. That's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. It's because of the schedule. All right, we're taking an animal to space. Where is that animal? Where is he? Mule! Get in there, Mule. Mule has earned it. Mule was a major part of us being able to do this run. Mule got ambushed like 3 different times. He survived one-on-one combat like 3 different times. He went and got like hundreds of advanced components, thousands of normal components, all of the Luciferium, everything. Mule, an unnamed colonist who we were going to have sacrificed. All right, GG. Cannot believe this. Cannot believe it. All right, time for the best song in the game.
Our modest fellowship expands.
Is everyone on Luciferium? Yes, they are.
Praise the sub.
Cool bug Vax, thank you for the Switch Prime. There we go. The vampire is in here, and Mule is in the other one.
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself. We are building an army.
GG! Hamsters, thank you for the 20 gift subs. Thank you, hamsters. There it is, Robin the Vampire and Mule. I cannot believe it's unreal that we did that. I want to see the death list. Here it comes. I forgot about Mincius. Kidnap me, please. Deaths. That's so crazy. Now we have to do it against Cassandra sometime. That'll be harder. Yeah, my game is still not paused, yeah. Oh yeah, Sand Baby, yeah. Forgot about them. There's a raid going on or something. I heard a raid alert or something. What should be a manhunter that takes us out? Problems to the proletariat. All the turrets are on hold fire, yeah. I'm listening for explosions or something. Thanks for playing. My pleasure. I cannot believe that. GG. An infestation. All right. All right. Oh, we didn't rescue someone, yeah. So what are my thoughts about this run afterwards? Everyone's on Luciferium, they're gonna die. So what's my final thoughts on the no walls run? We were very lucky. We were unlucky several times. Like the most unlucky I've been ever was maybe that dog attack. That was almost like it was programmed to happen. It was so insanely perfect. It was so insanely perfect how bad it was. Like absolutely crazy. So we had some really bad luck. The beavers eating the trees and stuff like that. But Randy fell asleep twice. Randy fell asleep in the beginning, which was the most important thing, because even though it didn't make it so that we got like, we can't outpace the raid points at that stage, but we got our research done. We got our research done for some important things before he attacked. I think we actually had, we had like a legendary assault rifle in the beginning of the game. Like very early we had one. So we had some really, really extreme luck for the first like 30 or 40 days. I can't believe we did it. I really didn't think we were going to. Like I was honest when I said I thought it was impossible. But I was also honest when I was saying that I thought we were going to lose the first one early. I accidentally set people to super immune. I didn't mean to. It didn't really matter because this was a map with not a lot of disease. But when we saw that, I was like, we'll be dead soon. I'll just start over. Same thing. The anima tree got eaten, and I was like, we're gonna be starting over soon, and we'll guard it better the next time. Now, I think that this is going to be much harder against Cassandra, and I will do that someday, but I'm going to take a break from no walls. We're going to do a few other runs for fun. Probably some challenging runs. I think I will come back to the no walls run, and we'll try Cassandra, which will be much, much harder, I think. So, anyway, I'm going to end this recording. The stream is going to continue. Thank you guys for watching. It's very much appreciated. More RimWorld on the way as always. I cannot believe we did that. Oh, I cannot believe we did that on the first try. Is this the only challenge we've beaten on the first try? Hang on a friggin' second. One last thing. We have had other challenges that were easier. None of them ever on the first try. Right? I don't think so. This is the easiest challenge. This is literally the only challenge I think I've ever done on the first try. That's so stupid. The one that I was saying was gonna be impossible. All right, I'll be in this.